All right. Hey, countdown. Five, four, three, two, one. We are live. Yes, we are live. Hey, how is everybody doing? Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, daycare providers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, daycare providers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to daycare providers. Welcome to our own channel. Damn, look like my eyes is looking crazy. I need to probably be looking straight in the camera. Well, hello, we are live. I am so excited about being live on YouTube. Yes, I am. And I'm streaming while my babies is asleep. They taking their nap. So I am live. I am a daycare provider. I've been a daycare provider for over let me turn off. Let me turn that off. Had to do my coffee. Had to make sure I had my coffee. So yes, I've been a daycare provider for over 28 years. 28 years, and it been 28 amazing years. When I say amazing, it been 28 amazing years. So I just cannot complain. You know, God has been really good to me. When I started off in this daycare business, it was me and my husband together. Hi, author Tamara Brown. How you doing? I'm so happy that you are on. Would you have shown me what to do? And thank God for you for showing me. You know what? The thing is, we was trying to figure this thing out, and I was going on live on my Android. And what she had told me a long time ago, no, you need to go on live on your iPad. So we finally figured this thing out, and that is where we at. We are live. So make a long story short, yes, I've been doing daycare forever, in-home daycare forever. My husband did daycare. He had a daycare, and I had a daycare, and we had a mini daycare. We had a mini daycare. And we were up to 6 a.m. to 12 midnight doing daycare from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. And we took care of so many children in our community. It was unreal. So some of the children now, I am taking care of their children. So you know that is unbelievable. And some of them have grandchildren. Shh, don't tell nobody. But I'm like, whoa, but I took care of their children also. And recently I had sold my big daycare and started another in-home daycare in our home where we live at. And thankful for that I did, because my husband ended up, getting sick with a stroke, heart attack, and a brain bleed. So I was able to still do daycare and still be able to take care of him at the same time. So, Tam, what was our topic on stress?
Burnt out in daycare.
Okay, yes. So our topic today is burnt out in daycare. As you work in your daycare, and many of us have daycare centers, and a lot of us have in-home daycare. I am an in-home daycare provider, been an in-home daycare provider forever, as I had told you before. And it's very, very easy to get burnt out. Do you want to get burnt out? No, nobody wants to get burnt out, but it is very, very, there I go, I need to be straight. Very, very easy to get burnt out in daycare. And some of the stressful reasons we get burnt out in daycare is that we work long shifts. We work long shifts as being a daycare provider. I was reading a blog where this daycare provider, she said she worked from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And I was telling my assistant, try working from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. Try that, and when we first opened up, that's what I worked. Me and my husband together worked long shifts. I did have employees, but sometimes when you have employees, you just don't trust everybody with your baby. So I still was in the building, but, I let them do their job, and I will, walk upstairs and just check and make sure everything is okay. But I still did not, go home or do me, because I was still worried about what was going on in my daycare. And if you put your blood, sweat, and tears in your program, you don't trust too much. You really don't. And if you have workers you can trust, if you have people you can trust, then you are really blessed, because that is your name. That is your name. And on your license, that's your name. And if anything go down, they're not going to see the person who was taking care of the kids. They're going to come after the person who their license is in their name. So you have to be very, very careful. So I understand where they was talking about where this blogger, daycare educator, was talking about working long hours. And, she said she would work from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And it was very, very stressful. She was in her home and she was working long hours. She was stressed out a lot because, sometimes the parent would come on time and sometimes the parent would not come on time, so she was feeling really, really stressed and really, really burnt out at the end of the week. When it was time for her to, do something for herself, she was just tired, because she said from working those long, strenuous hours, she was just tired. So that was one sign that she was getting burnt out. Another sign of getting burnt out is you being sick. You come down sick yourself, and then you feel kind of, bad, because you be like, oh my God, I'm sick. And I what can I do? This is my business. I don't have nobody to work for me, or I need to be there with my assistant, and I'm sick. So what do? You try to medicate yourself up. You try to do what you do to drag through that day so you can get through it, because this is your business. And a lot of daycare providers, they stress themselves out so bad, so burnt out by working while they're sick, by working because they have no one to work for them, not having an assistant, and have to do what they have to do. So at the end of the day, this makes them very burnt out. They get very burnt out. Exactly, Miss Tamara. It's definitely true. And it takes a really good provider to say, you know what, look, I'm sorry, I gotta take care of myself. I can't work from an empty cart, and you cannot work from an empty cart. And I'm talking about daycare, in-home daycare providers right now. I mean, we have it really, really bad. We do. We have it really, really bad when it's time to, call off when you're sick, but you have to really do what's best for you. If you're really, really sick and you can't make it, because you don't want to spread your sickness to the children. So if you're really sick, you want to call the parent and say, I'm sorry, I'm sick. I cannot even get out of bed. I was talking to one provider one time, and she said she was so sick that she had to roll herself out of bed, almost like drag herself down the steps to, take care of the child, the children she had that morning, because she got sick later on that evening. And she didn't, she just laid down, and she didn't have time to call the parents to tell them that they need to look for other daycare. So she said she was really, really sick. She said she had a headache out of this world. Now, this was before Corona. Now Corona here, it's a whole nother ball game. Now Corona here is a whole nother ball game now, which now they saying, the numbers is going down, but still we as a daycare provider still need to take care of ourselves. So another reason is being burnt out. Another reason a lot of daycare providers is being burnt out, because they just can't make the money what they need to make. 1 month they got 10 kids, the next month they got 2 kids. 1 month they got 8 kids, the next month they got 1 kid, and they cannot fluctuate their finances like that. They can't live like that, not knowing, how I'm gonna be able to pay my bills, and that stresses the parent out. And sad to say, some in-home daycare providers have to go get another job. Some in-home daycare providers have to add on for a second stream of income to help with their daycare business, because 1 minute they're up and 1 minute they're down. So a lot of daycare providers get burnt out, because not only is they working from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 4:30. Then they are starting to work from 5 p.m. on another job, what they have, to 9:30. Just, trying to add on, extra income to try to run the daycare, income. So it's very hard. And so what happens, they get stressed out, and they get burnt out. So that's another reason that they get burnt out. Another reason that they get burnt out, they don't take vacations. Another reason that a lot of daycare providers get burnt out, they don't take vacations. They just don't. They don't take time out for themselves. They don't take vacations. They don't even take care of their health and wellness. Now, again, I'm talking about home daycare providers right now. So I'm not, I'm not sure how it works. Next time I'm going to have on a person who works in a center. And matter of fact, one of my best girlfriends, she runs a center. I'm going to have her, talk about the stress and burnt out in centers. But when me and her have our talks, she say, it's pretty much the same way. She said, because if I have two employees call off, then guess what? I have to come in and I have to make up for their calling off, because it's a numbers game. You can't have so many children to one worker, so it got to even itself out. So she said when she runs two big huge centers here in Buffalo, New York. So she said when her employees call off, she have to come in and she have to make up for what they do. So it's pretty much the same, the same thing that we are all going through as providers, as taking care of children. It's pretty much the same thing. So the next thing a lot of daycare providers get burnt out over is paperwork. We got a lot of paperwork to do, and taxes, and just because we run an in-home daycare, that don't mean that you are excluded from taxes. Yes, you have to do your taxes quarterly. You have to make sure you are up on top of your taxes. And same thing as centers. You have to make sure that you are on top of your tax business. And what happens? A lot of in-home daycare providers, they get so burnt out trying to take care of the children, trying to do this, trying to do that, that they get really burnt out when it comes to taking care of taxes. And then what happens? The taxes get on the back burner, and then that becomes a big tax issue. It becomes a big tax issue. So those are some of the reasons why daycare providers, is burnt out in daycare. And sometimes they might just wake up and say, I just don't know if this is really something that I want to do. I don't even know if this is just something I want to do anymore, because I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I don't have that mojo, and I just don't know, if this is something that I want to do anymore. So in order for you're going to get burnt out. In order for you to get your mojo back, guess what? You have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. In order for you to get that mojo back, you have to make sure that you are doing what you are supposed to do for yourself. Yes, you're going to have to schedule your doctor's appointments. You're going to have to schedule your vacations, because you can't keep on going, and not taking no time out for yourself. It's impossible. It's just not going to work. It's very impossible. So in order for you to get your mojo back, you got to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. You got to make sure that you are taking your vacations, enjoying your time with your family, doing things that you love to do. Because when you're away for a minute, then when you come back, you are ready to go. You are refreshed. Even over the weekend, if you do something great for yourself over the weekend, guess what? You are refreshed and you are ready to be able to start your Monday through Fridays, off to a great happy, successful week. But if you don't do anything from Monday, you don't do anything from Friday, you don't do nothing over the weekend to, just brighten yourself up, make you feel good, then guess what? Your mojo ain't coming back. Your mojo ain't coming back. So also you have to go back to the old why. Your old why. Why did I open up this center? Why did I open my home up to watch children? What was the reason why? What gave me that zeal to get up in the morning and greet those children with a happiness on my face and to make sure that those children throughout the day have the best time ever? What did I do? So reevaluate your life and figure out what did you do back then to get you where you was to run a wonderful and beautiful, successful daycare. And that is some of the things for you to get your mojo back in daycare, in-home daycare or your daycare centers. You got to get your mojo back because you have a gift. This is a gift to take care of people's children. This is a gift. So you got the gift. You just have to know what to do with the gift. So thank you so much for tuning in to our channel. Share this out. Any other providers, please share it out. Also, visit my Instagram, that's Living Life Whitlock, and my YouTube, Benita Whitlock. We're going to have some wonderful topics. I'm going to invite some of my girlfriends who are daycare owners. And, let me know, how did you get your mojo back? How did you feel burnt out? How did you know you felt burnt out? What was some of the signs that you were feeling burnt out? Just write it down in the chat. What's some of the feelings that you knew that you were getting burnt out? That you knew that you was losing your mojo, that you knew that, I don't know if this is what I want to do anymore. I don't know if this makes me smile. I don't know if this makes me happy. Taking care of somebody's child all day, 8 to 10 to 15 hours a day. I don't know if this is what I want anymore. Or maybe you just have to find you. Maybe you just have to find what makes you happy in daycare again, because we already know that this is definitely something that was your calling. This is your calling. We already know that this is definitely something that is your calling, to take care of these beautiful children. No, it's not a whole lot of money in it. I'm not going to lie and say you're going to make millions. You're not going to make millions, but you are going to make memories. Hi, Andrea. How you doing, Andrea? How are you doing? Good. Welcome to our channel. I'm so happy, Andrea. We are live. Finally got to go live on YouTube. This has just been a blessing. This has just been just one of my prayers answered, that I would be able to go on live, and it finally happened. And Andrea, you are a wonderful daycare provider. Yes, I know, Andrea. I'm so happy. Thank you. You are a wonderful daycare provider. And, it's not easy. And I tell this to people, it's not easy. This is not easy. This job is not easy. We make this job look easy. It's not easy at all. So what we have to do, we have to make sure, again, that we are taking care of ourselves, right? We got to make sure that, so good. We got to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. We are putting vitamins in our bodies. We are getting up, exercising. We are doing research on what would be good for my children to do today to make the children happy. What would be something that I know that the children will love? Okay, now we just got finished with Valentine's Day. It's time for St. Patrick's Day. So we want to start, getting that together, looking for some nice St. Patrick arts and craft projects. things that would make us happy to make the children happy, but for us to get our mojo back, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to take a listening ear and hear what we must do to make ourselves happy so we can make our daycare happy. We must listen to hear what we must do to make ourselves happy so we can make our daycare children happy. And I kid you not, if you are happy, it's going to show in your program. Your program is going to grow by leaps and bounds because the parents is going to end up saying, when my children come to Miss Bobo, they are extremely happy. I have some of the children, when they come in my place, they ring in the doorbell and almost knocking themselves inside the door to get in. So that lets you know that they are happy to, come to daycare. But I'm here to tell you, sometimes I have my days. Sometimes I have my days. And almost like 2 years ago, and it was a time when I was going through a lot with my husband. And, I was taking care of him. I was taking care of the daycare, the in-home daycare. And it just got to be so much. I was having tax issues that I really didn't understand myself because my husband would take care of the tax issue part of the daycare. And my part was just to mainly run the daycare. So I was stressed out. So no, I was not that person who, was all into the arts and crafts stuff. I was not that person who was all into, making sure that every weekend I was going out getting extra stuff for the daycare kids. No, because I was burnt out. I was burnt out at every end. I was burnt out. So I had to take a good look at my life. And I had to say, Benita, right now, this is your number one income. So you got to make sure that you are taking care of yourself so you can give that loving effect to these children. You got to make sure you are taking care of yourself so it can shine through you and radiate through you. Sometimes you could be so stressed out, it'd be hard for you to even smile yourself, because you are going through so much. It could even be hard for you to smile yourself. But guess what? I got that mojo back. I started going to the gym. I started taking care of myself. I started taking care of my body. And I got that mojo back. And I was able to, care for myself so I can care for these children. I was able to take care of myself so I could pour into these children's lives. So that's what we have to do as daycare providers. We have to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves so we can take care of the children. So please go on your vacations. That should already be in your calendar. Go on your vacations. Go on your doctor's appointments, please. And Andrea is number one. She has really, taken this doctor thing to the whole. She's been, going on her doctor's appointments, taking care of her health and wellness so she can be able to run a healthy daycare. Key is, if you're not healthy, how in the world can you run a healthy program? If you're not healthy, how in the world can you run a healthy daycare program? You can't. Absolutely, you can't. So take care of yourself, take care of your health and wellness, and get your mojo back. Get your mojo back. Get your mojo back in daycare. You deserve it, and the children deserve it. So thank you so much for tuning into our daycare channel. So share this information. Share to any provider we have our own channel now. I will be having other daycare providers on here talking about some of the things that they go through. Now we will be talking about the changes now that the mask mandate is being capped off. We still wear masks. I just got my mask off because I'm doing this live, but we still wear our masks, and my children, the daycare children 2 and over, still wear their masks, But I am so grateful that, it finally happened. We have our YouTube channel live. So take care. God bless. Again, visit me on my Instagram, Living Life Whitlock, and also visit me on my YouTube and share it. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. So I will be talking more about daycare centers. I have a wonderful girlfriend who have 2 daycare centers. So, I'll be, kicking off some information for her to give me some feedback on how is it in centers, certain things going on in centers and certain things going on in home. So thank you so much. Take care, and please make sure you get your mojo back. Bye-bye. Okay. Is it this one?
Did you end it?
No. Maybe I need to. Okay. Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
And